welcome to the No Spin News for Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Stand up for your country. Well, my special on President Trump's getting a lot of buzz already. It will run on NewsNation tomorrow, Friday, 9 p.m., then rerun on Sunday, scheduled for 8. But President Trump's going to give some kind of remarks at a dinner, so it's fluid. But I think you want to check it out tomorrow night, 9 p.m., NewsNation, tape it, whatever. It is going to engender a lot of discussion. And there's a lot of things in there you don't know. No one knows. So we're proud of it. I've seen a rough cut. You will not be bored. Also, we are going to have a full analysis of the inauguration on Monday. And it, as usual, we'll make it smart and fair. And it won't be repetitive. We won't say at the end of the day 15 times, or what do you make of this? We never do that. We will actually bring you information that is worthy, okay? Now, the talking points memo this evening is on President Biden's farewell address, which very few people watched, by the way. It was not, sorry I said, by the way, that's a fine to charity. Very few people watched it because it's over. And Americans, they're not look-back people. You know, you got to be on the edge. But it's only fair for me as a journalist historian to bring you my analysis of this. And then we'll get into the Gaza stuff, which is endlessly fascinating. So it's a ho-hum address, not ho-hum, okay? 17 minutes, felt like 45. Lots of philosophical stuff, which you would expect, meandered around. There are three sound bites, clips, that I want to run, and I will analyze them. Roll the first one.
Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead. We see the consequences all across America, and we've seen it before. More than a century ago, but the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts.
All right, there's no comparison between the so-called oligarchs now and Teddy Roosevelt's era, where President Roosevelt went after the barons that were exploiting the workers. I don't know what Mr. Biden's talking about. And it makes me angry because just name the oligarchs. Who is threatening me? Who is threatening our entire democracy? Which human being is doing that? And how? You know, these guys throw this out. Fair share, this, you know, all of this BS. And it's really starting to get to me. If you believe, President Biden, that there are wealthy individuals in this country threatening our democracy, name them. But he won't, because it's BS. There isn't any oligarchy in America. There are super rich people. In fact, Bloomberg reported today that the 100 wealthiest Americans have increased their fortunes 1.5 trillion under Biden's term. So if you're so concerned about that, President Biden, why don't you do something about it? All right? You did nothing. Bupkis. So I don't know how that threatens me. I know why these people are getting wealthy, because of high tech. All of them are in that area. They've invented stuff. X, all right? The smartphones. And everybody's buying them. That's how you get wealthy. Does that threaten the democracy or me? No. Okay. Boy, this makes me angry. And one more stat. The richest 100 Americans also saw their net worth surge 63% under Biden. So Biden didn't do anything, but he's whining about it on his way out. And you cannot control private wealth in a capitalistic country. Can't cap it or take it. Now, if these people are doing something illegal, then you can absolutely go after them, like maybe Hunter Biden, maybe. Talk about amassing wealth in dubious ways. Clip number 2, go.
The existential threat of climate change has never been clearer. Just look across the country, from California to North Carolina. That's why I signed the most significant climate and clean energy law ever in the history of the world, and the rest of the world is trying to model it now. It's working, creating jobs and industries of the future.
It's working? What he's referring to is the California climate commitment, all right, to blend climate change stuff, all right, with economics. Well, why don't we go out to Los Angeles and ask the people who's lost everything in that fire what they think about all the money being spent on climate change initiatives when they don't have enough firefighters in LA. They cut their budget to do all this other progressive stuff. All right, Biden lives in a world completely manufactured by the progressive movement. So Newsom, his latest budget proposal is $2.7 billion new climate spending. Oh, he didn't even learn his lesson on this. Take the 2.7 and start to clear the forests and build barriers to the fires. Oh. Clip 3, go.
We need to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office. The president's power is not limited. It's not absolute, and it shouldn't be. And in a democracy, there's another danger to the concentration of power and wealth. It erodes a sense of unity and common purpose.
So he's back to that. You know, this is Bernie Sanders stuff. Now, he wants to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes. So he wants to throw out the Supreme Court's decision and amend the Constitution, which would take 2/3 of the states to do that. They're not going to do that. Nobody's going to do that. This is why you were such a poor leader. You live in a completely unrealistic world. There's not going to be any amendment to the Constitution on some vague thing that a president doesn't have absolute power. He doesn't. That's why the Supreme Court heard the case about Donald Trump and what he is protected by when in office. It really is stunning if you just step back and look at the foolishness of Joe Biden's proposals. It is staggering, and he will leave as the second worst president in our history. And the folks know it. As we mentioned yesterday, CNN new poll, disapprove of job performance, 64% on the way out. Now, I said that was worse than Nixon. It wasn't. Nixon had a 66% disapproval on the way out. All right, Carter had 55%. George W. Bush had 61% because that's when the economy collapsed. You'll remember that led to Barack Obama's election. Donald Trump, when he went out at 62, coming off January 2nd. But Biden overall has the worst except for Richard Nixon. And that's a memo. All right, let's go to the hostage deal. This changes every hour on the hour. All right. The Israeli parliament will vote tomorrow whether to accept the ceasefire deal. No one knows what's going to happen. I suspect that Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, will get that done, but I don't know. All right. And all I know is how it happened because, as I reported, I was involved to some extent, a small extent. Okay, if you are a premium or concierge member, you can get the transcript from last night's broadcast and you'll see what I said. I also talked about it on WABC Radio this morning with Sid Rosenberg, and we posted that. All right. So now the dishonest press is trying to divide the Trump administration and the Biden administration. They're trying to gotcha this. Well, who did more? Who did, oh, that garbage. And here's how National Security Advisor John Kirby answered that. Go.
The bottom line was getting the deal, getting the hostages home, getting the war to end. And both President-elect Trump and certainly President Biden shared that goal and made sure that their teams also shared that outcome.
Am I right if I say it sounds like you're giving President-elect's team a lot of credit for getting this deal over the finish line?
We're not focused too much on the credit.
All right. So that's true. What Kirby said is true. Both the Biden team and the Trump team worked together. And I facilitated some of that, a little of that. I don't want to overstate, okay? But it's true. They did. And now we are hopefully going to get some results in Gaza. Imagine if your loved one were being held, what is it, 463 days by these savages? I mean, you got to get them out of there. And here's the kicker on it, and I know this to be true. If Hamas violates any ceasefire deal, Netanyahu obviously will go right back into Gaza. But now he'll have the full support of the United States, which Joe Biden did not give him. Trump will. That was part of the equation for Netanyahu. Look, if they hose you and us, if they lie, they do something untoward, if they attack, then you're going to have the power of the United States behind you. That's what the tipping point was. Last year, investors scored the highest profits in decades. Unfortunately, the rest of us were held back by stacks of bills and credit card debt. Well, Done with Debt has found a solution. They created a brilliant new strategy designed to tackle debt, put cash back into your hands so you can finally save, invest, and live your life in comfort. Done with Debt goes head to head with credit card and loan companies. Their team of negotiators and legal experts work to significantly reduce your bills, eliminate interest, and erase penalties. Bottom line, Done with Debt helps turn crushing debt into financial freedom. But some of their strategies are time sensitive, so please don't wait. Get the life you deserve. Visit donewithdebt.com. Talk with one of their strategists, absolutely free. Visit donewithdebt.com, donewithdebt.com. All right, we got a new YouTube thing. We have our own YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. I am going to go over 5 inauguration stories that you will not believe. Okay, a little history, but it's fun. Check that out. Let's go to the mail. Okay, let me get these pages separated. Anthony Indelicato, Brooklyn, New York. Bill, your involvement in the hostage deal is fascinating. Why couldn't the Biden administration reach out directly to the people in the Trump team? Because it's not easy to get at the highest echelons of the Trump team. They're suspect of the Biden people. Christopher, concierge member. That means Christopher has a direct line to me, direct email address. Chris gets in trouble, my team will try to help him. Okay. BillO'Reilly.com, concierge membership. Christopher, it says, in general, skill set, experience, and character should be considered when assessing the nominee's qualifications for a position. If Trump and his team feel Hegseth is qualified, that's good enough for me. A lot of people feel that way. Trump wants him, Trump should get him. But a lot of people don't subscribe to that. Like Tim. The last thing we need in a position of defense secretary is a rookie. Hegseth may be brave, but being a major is not a rank that qualifies him to be the mastermind of such a massive undertaking like the Pentagon. Opinions divided on that, no doubt about it. Alice. Kamala Harris can't leave quickly enough. How rude and unprofessional of her not to allow the Vance family admission she is a bitter woman. Why are you believing this report, Alice? I said yesterday, can't confirm it. It might be true, but you're believing it. You're believing it because you want to believe it. You don't like Kamala Harris. Step back from that. You can be skeptical, all right, and still hold your values. David, I remember when President Nixon was interviewed by David Frost, he did admit making a mistake in Watergate, but after he was out. After he was out of office. We're talking about admitting mistakes while you're in. Okay? Ben Ostrov, Hong Kong. Okay, Ben. You ask people to write in if they knew of a president admitting a mistake other than Clinton on Lewinsky. I believe President Kennedy admitted his handling of the Bay of Pigs was a mistake. We can't find that. Can't find it. So if you know where it is, let me know, Ben. Stay safe in Hong Kong. Robert O'Dwyer, San Diego. Can President Trump appoint a czar to oversee federal funds in the rebuilding of LA? Yes. Any federal money he can have oversight on it. Amanda Jackson, Pingree Grove, Illinois. Hey, Bill, I'm back in college earning my teaching degree in history. While in the bookstore, I purchased my textbooks. Killing the Killers is on display, and I bought it. When I get in the classroom, I'm going to use your killing books. What a patriot. Very good, Amanda. Good luck to you in your studies. All right, we want you to go to our store and get the inaugural special we have for you, The United States of Trump, which you're going to want to read. And in the no-spin mug. Great price on that. That's our inauguration special for you. Word of the day, do not be Pecksniffian. Pecksniffian. Pecknsniffan. That is a great word. Pecksniffian. All right, back with a preview of the Trump special in a moment. As you know, the world is a dangerous place. Pandemics, political chaos, natural disasters. You know it's coming. And when it does, you don't want to get caught unprepared. So you need to think about All Family Pharmacy. They provide life-saving and maintenance medications, antibiotics, and more. And yes, they've got the miracle drug everyone's been talking about, ivermectin, starting at just $3 a capsule. Here is the truth. When the system collapses and shortages happen, the unprepared suffer. Do not be one of them. All Family Pharmacy makes it fast and easy to stock up on all your meds. Here's the deal. Go to allfamilypharma.com/Bill right now. Use the code BILL10 for 10% off your order. Again, allfamilypharma, one word, .com/Bill. Use code BILL10. President Trump's victory is a win for America. That's what most voters think. But Bidenomics has left us with a failing economy. I rely on American Hartford Gold to protect my savings with physical gold and silver, and you should consider that. American Hartford Gold has thousands of five-star ratings and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. A tax-advantaged gold IRA can shield you from worsening inflation. You can even roll over your 401k or IRA tax-free and penalty-free. So act now before it's too late. Call or text American Hartford Gold. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you for up to $15,000 of free silver on qualifying orders. Call 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. That's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Okay, as mentioned, tomorrow night, Friday, NewsNation, 9 p.m. I am producing, I think that's a fair word, the United States of Trump special. Here's the look.
Hello, everybody.
You're handsome.
That was a great day.
How has Donald Trump, the billionaire, developer, jet setter, sports team owner, Mar-a-Lago owning, golfing tycoon, convinced the folks, as you would call them, that he's with them?
Because his tastes mirror theirs.
So he really does like McDonald's.
When I'm at the game, and I'm paying for everything, by the way, he goes, I want a milkshake, I want a cheeseburger. He's not going, I'd like the caviar. I'd like the escargot. No. His tastes are queens.
So he really listens to country music.
I don't know what he listens to. All All right.
Okay.
I know he doesn't listen to me enough, but other than that,
Nobody does, Bill. Nobody can ever listen to you too much.
that's probably true. But he has what they cliche calls the common touch, which is why he went into the McDonald's.
I made it myself. You're the man. Make America great. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, you wrote what? That he can work a Waffle House like few others.
Yeah. You imagine Kamala Harris and McDonald's at the drive-in window? Are you kidding me? There'd be 18 makeup people. It's like you could be making up makeup on the cars that came up. Come on.
You've watched Donald Trump morph from being a New York Democrat to being a MAGA Republican. Has Donald Trump's views morphed, or has just the political landscape in America morphed and he picked up on that?
Parties don't mean anything to him. He can't give you
Does
the history.
policy mean anything to him?
Policy means something, but Donald Trump can't give you the history of the Republican Party.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't mean anything. They back him. But is he going, that Republican Party, Lincoln did a good job of really molding it? Do that. So when he was in New York building his fortune, everybody was a Democrat, so he was a Democrat. Simple as that. And then when he went into politics, he didn't like the welfare and the massive spending and the woke stuff. He doesn't like that. So he becomes a Republican.
So if we think about how he won, right? The famous ad, Kamala Harris is for they, them. Donald Trump is for you.
Right.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
Is that why he won?
He won because of money. Donald Trump won the election because Americans are suffering when they buy food and fuel and insurance and on and on and on and on. And they trust Trump to get that under control because it was under control in his first term. It's a simple equation. People vote their wallets. They always have in this country, and they always will. Okay, so we got a lot more, and it's no puff piece. It's an explanation. And Trump has been caricatured by the corrupt media. They present a picture of him that's false. And I've known him, as you know, for 35 years, and it's my duty to report the truth. Not a lot of policy in this. It's about him. So we hope you watch. And please let me know. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. And if you're a concierge member and a premium member, you get the message boards on BillO'Reilly.com. Let me know, because I'm going to be very interested to read the reaction to this special. New column coming Sunday on the transition of power in the USA. And I will see you on Inauguration Day, Monday. Thank you for watching us this evening. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.